What up guys, it's Earth today, and on today's video I'll be going over how to defend bomb sites as CT. I'll be going through a few situations, for example 3v3 and 2v2 on bomb site A and B and most likely middle. So I'll show you different ways you can smoke, flash and guarantee the best chances for your win, for your team to win the round. So stay tuned. So first I'll show you how to defend bomb site B. First thing you want to do when you enter bomb site B when you spawn is you either want to throw a smoke or a molotov, depending if they're on an eco or you suspect they're gonna rush you. So smoke or a molotov. So after you're smoked or molotov, it's time to pick a position you feel comfortable playing in, and these positions vary depending of how you play and how comfortable you are. This is a very passive one, I won't recommend it until after maybe a clutch situation. Here in platform or here in back plat behind the box with an AWP or auto sniper, it's a very strong position because you can crouch spam and peek very fast. Another position is here by car and box. This position is great because you have as easy angle to keep, and you can hear people walking in upper or lowers, so you'll know when they want to push you once you hear a lot of steps coming your way. Other positions I would recommend is here or here, but do not use them every round because they will read you. For example, if you're here and your teammate is baiting people here in doors or window or side, and once he's shooting, you just peek out and fire, or you can pop flash and shoot them while they do not expect you. Now moving on to situations where the terrorists are going to execute on your site. Let's say the situation is 3v3 and the terrorists are attacking middle. They took hold of middle, they killed your middle player, they have all this their own, and you're here alone. You might have a smoke, you might not, you might have a molotov, you might not. So if you have a molotov or a smoke, you want to take care of either door or a window, and then you try to play a position or an angle where you can guarantee yourself one or two kills at least to give your team a chance, because if you don't get a kill, your team has less chances of winning the round. Another thing you could do once they're pushing middle and you know they're going to push you in is pushing tunnels, for example pop flashing the tunnel and then just pushing it and seeing if there's anybody here. And if there's no one here, you can take control of B with 3 players against 3, so you have equal chances of winning. If I ever end up playing B, my favorite position is by here on car, behind car, and I'll just find information on what I hear and tell my teammates, and if they decide to rush or if my teammate or myself want to peek, I'll use this pop flash. You aim here by the car corner on the bumper under the lights, and it will bounce off the hood, the back hood, and it will pop flash pretty great here, so you can use it to peek. It's pretty useful. Moving on to middle. Middle is pretty easy because you have only one place to look and take care of. So whenever you start and spawn a city, you could throw this smoke for your team to pass, so they don't get opened through the doors. Or you can just throw a smoke inside the door and just play here. Usually the player who's playing middle is helping B, or if you decide you can have 2B, 1 middle and 2A, so it's up to the team. So once your smoke has faded out, you want to listen for information. For example, if you hear somebody short, you will say 1 short, or you will be also listening to tunnels, so if you hear somebody tunnels, you will call 1 tunnels. Once it's time and the terrorists decide to push middle, the basic middle push will look like this: a smoke and a flash. And once you hear that smoke bounce, you will call your teammate smoke in middle, and after that smoke is popped, you want to be aware of the flashbang, because it's a pretty good flashbang and you won't have a lot of time to turn around. So if you hear another bounce after the smoke is bounced on the window, you want to turn around after a few seconds and then try to peek and take 1 or 2 people if you're playing this position. Or if you're playing CT and you've been smoked out, you might want to get on the boxes and get some information here, or just spray through the smoke, try to hack people and wait out the smoke. I wouldn't suggest pushing through the smoke because it's very risky, and very often people will hold this position or here and bait out CT players pushing. If you're playing right side of middle, there are a few things you want to know. So we already know how a middle push will look like. It's a smoke and a flash combo. Once you hear the smoke bounce the wall, you want to call your teammates. They're smoking middle, watch out for the push. And after the smoke is coming, you want to pop flash like this and peek with it. It's a very effective pop flash because they don't have time to react to it. Once you've pop flashed, you want to try and get at least 1 or 2 kills to guarantee the best chances for your B teammate to defend while they're pushing. Moving on, the bomb side A, I will be covering how to defend long and short. The ideal situation when taking control of long is you possibly want to have one teammate who can flash you out once you push in. You'll be waiting right like this until the pop flashes and you'll peek out and take care nobody has pushed in. Or if you're alone on long, you want to flash like this and peek with it. If you want to cross the pit on long, you want to smoke like this. Wait for the smoke to pop and you cross. And that's an easy way to get on long before an AWP picks you out. You could also pop flash it before it pops. Once it pops, you'll do like this. When you're playing pit and you want to re-smoke doors, do not go over like this because there are easier ways. The way I smoke from pit, if I ever need to, I'll smoke it like this. This way you don't need to expose yourself with a nade out. If you're playing pit and they're pushing you in long, the way I flash is just like this. You run and throw, and it'll create a decent pop flash whoever is going to enter long. Moving on to holding A and short. If you want to hold short from close up, you could smoke short like that and hold like this. And this is the best position with an AWP and hold behind the pipes. Or you could hold in here, but it's very risky because the terrorists could nade stack you and you're pretty much dead if they stack 2 nades to it. The next spots are around the site. If you're playing on the site, you're able to smoke short just like this. And it'll smoke anything off here and they won't be able to sneak in. If they decide to rush in, you usually hold this corner or this angle and try to pop heads, and once you kill people or attack people, you want to reposition yourself and try to take the duels on another angle where they don't expect you to be. The next spot is behind this barrier, and here you want to go for the headshots only once they push in. And they're like this and they're gonna be looking long, and then you're gonna be right here and you'll be able to pop some heads here, and once they're fully on short, you can stand here and pop the heads right here. Essentially, if you have an AWP, you could be holding this position. There's a gap which you can shoot through with full damage, and it'll one-shot people on the chest. Or you could be doing this, which takes a while until you get to this position, but it's also pretty powerful spot. Here on car, I wouldn't really recommend it because it's very easy to get killed here, and you probably only get one kill until you go down, because it's always checked and nobody leaves. Usually it's also pre-fired, so unless you play it with a friend who will be, for example, in pit, peeing with you, I wouldn't really use this spot unless you're playing with a teammate very close by. If you are a rotating player from middle or B and they're executing on long, they're smoking cross, here's a pop flash you can do to guarantee yourself 1 or 2 kills if they don't blind shoot you to the face. Go around here and you just throw and run backwards. And you try to pick them, and it's pretty effective and it catches people off guard very easy. That pretty much sums up the video on how to defend Bombsites as CT. If you have any questions, ideas or suggestions, feel free to leave them in comments, but until then, have a nice day.